What is the difference between hemp, marijuana, and cannabis? The difference between hemp and marijuana is the amount of THC that is present, and since they both come from the cannabis plant, they are both considered cannabis. Marijuana is a term the government still uses today to classify cannabis containing over 0.3% THC. If the THC level is above 0.3%, it is considered marijuana by the US government. If it is under 0.3% THC, it is considered hemp. The federal government has historically been behind the word's use dating back to the early 1900s. Although a lot of people still innocently use the word marijuana without slandering its use, there is still a lot of stigma surrounding the use of the word. Some organizations, such as Harborside Health Center in Oakland, California, have even publicly denounced the word's use due to the systemic racism they say it dates to. What they are referring to is the times of reefer madness propaganda in the early 20th century, when the word marijuana was used over and over again, led by a man named Harry Anslinger, to slander cannabis along with the African Americans and Mexican immigrants that were smoking it. Harry Anslinger was the first director of the newly formed Federal Bureau of Narcotics in 1930. Anslinger was also behind much of the first national regulation, the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937. Anslinger was once quoted saying, "Reefer makes darkies think they're as good as white men." The primary reason to outlaw marijuana is its effects on degenerate races. Now that we briefly explained the controversy with the M-word's use, back on the scientific side, there aren't any differences in the CBD molecules themselves that are found in marijuana as opposed to hemp. What about cannabis that contains both THC and CBD? This cannabis contains what is referred to as the entourage effect and would still as of today be considered federally illegal if its THC level went over the 0.3% and then would also be considered marijuana by the US government.